Good evening. Today, we will be covering the post-market update dated the 30th of July 2024. Indian benchmark indices ended marginally higher in the volatile session on July 30th. At close, the Sensex was up 99.56 points or 0.12% at 81,455.40, and the Nifty was up 21.20 points or 0.09% at 24,857.30. Top Nifty gainers included BPCL, NTPC, Tata Motors, Power Grid Corp and Asian Paints, while losers were Cipla, LTI Mindtree, SBI Life Insurance, Grazim Industries and Sun Pharma. Talking about the corporate segment, we have FirstSource Solutions share price surged over 4% to a 52-week high of 278.94 rupees on July 30th, following a robust earnings report for the June quarter. The company also increased its financial year 2025 constant currency revenue growth forecast to 11.5 to 13.5%, up from the previous range of 10 to 13%. The stock has gained 35% in the past 6 months, outperforming the Nifty 50 index, which gained 15% during the same period. In Q1 financial year 2025, FirstSource's consolidated net profit rose over 1% on quarter to 135.3 rupees crore and revenue increased by nearly 7% quarter on quarter to 1,783.9 rupees crore. The net profit and revenue also rose on an annual basis. The total expenses of FirstSource increased over 7% quarter on quarter to 1,625.7 rupees crore. The earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization (EBITDA) of FirstSource rose to 269.9 rupees crore from 250.3 rupees crore in the quarter-ago period. The EBIT margin of the company stayed flat on a sequential basis at 11%. For financial year 2025, FirstSource has set a EBIT margin guidance of 11 to 12%. FirstSource's total headcount rose to 29,231 from 27,940 in the previous quarter, while its attrition reduced to 32% from 35.4% in the March quarter. FirstSource, part of the R.P. Sanjeev Goenka Group, is a global business process management firm offering solutions across healthcare, banking, financial services, communications, media, and technology. The company has operations in the US, UK, India, Mexico, Australia, and the Philippines. Granules India reported a 181% jump in consolidated net profit for the quarter ended June 2024. For the June quarter, Granules India posted a net profit of 1,346 rupees crore, more than doubling from 479 rupees crore from the corresponding quarter last year. Granules India shares were higher by 3.5% at 584.6 rupees per share on the NSE, after hitting a fresh 52-week high earlier in the session. The firm's revenue from operations came in at 11,799 rupees crore, 20% higher on year from 9,855 rupees in the same period last year. The EBITDA margin jumped 600 basis points from 14% to 22%. The revenue share from the North America increased to 74% in Q1 financial year 2025 as compared to 61% in Q1 financial year 2024. Active pharmaceuticals ingredients, pharmaceutical formulation intermediates, and finished dosages contribute 14%, 10%, and 76% of revenue from operations respectively for the quarter. The pharma player's net debt stood at Rs 794.1 crore and the bet debt to EBITDA ratio came in at 0.77x. CMD Krishna Prasad Shigarupati said, "With our robust quarterly performance, we are back on our planned trajectory after a few setbacks last year." Q1 performance highlights include continued growth in our formulation segment, strong North America business, and product diversification, which offset the paracetamol API PFI decline, promising a brighter future driven by our formulations offering and new product pipeline. Shares of KANSAI NEROLAC soared over 10% to 310 rupees per share on July 30th, following management's optimistic outlook for strong demand in the upcoming quarters due to favorable monsoon trends, despite the company having a subdued performance in the April-June quarter. So far this year, the stock of this paints player declined over 6%, underperforming benchmark Nifty 50's 14% rise. Earlier, KANSAI NEROLAC shares had hit 355 rupees apiece on December 27, 2023. KANSAI NEROLAC's consolidated net profit fell by 68.7% year-on-year to 230 rupees crore in Q1 financial year 2025, while consolidated revenue from operations fell by a modest 1.1% YOY to 2,133 rupees crore. Going ahead, the management expects favorable monsoon demand to improve for the decorative segment, whereas performance coatings would improve based on continued thrust on infrastructure growth, new projects, and order pipelines. The quarter continued to witness good demand for automotive coatings. Demand for decorative was muted due to unprecedented heat wave, labor shortages, and elections. Demand for performance coating was subdued, however it picked up in June. A combination of measures like cost control, product mix, and procurement efficiencies helped improve gross margins over the corresponding quarter last year. Raw material prices have now gradually started to harden due to various geopolitical issues. The company is actively taking steps to mitigate this cost increase, said Anuj Jain, Managing Director, KANSAI NEROLAC Paints. Power Grid Corporation of India shares soared 4% to a record high of 356.95 rupees apiece on July 30 as investors cheered for the company as it guided for an increased capital expenditure outlay for financial year 2025. The company's management has guided for 18,000 rupees crore capex for financial year 2025, up from its previous guidance of 15,000 rupees crore. As for financial year 2026 and financial year 2027, the company has assigned a capex outlay of 25,000 rupees crore and 30,000 rupees crore, respectively. Despite the increased capex outlay, brokerage firm Nuvama Institutional Equities pointed out that the stock's current valuation factors in all the upside triggers but not the potential downside risks. With one high-voltage direct current project for Bhadla already bagged in financial year 2025 and the second one in Khavda yet to enter the bidding stage, Nuvama believes that Power Grid may have run out of near-term triggers pertaining to order intake. Also, after the current round of guidance upgrades on capex capitalization, we believe Power Grid may soon enter a phase wherein further upgrades on these fronts might be difficult, the firm stated. On that account, Nuvama retained its reduced call on the stock while slightly raising its price target for Power Grid to 236 rupees. Malu Paper Mills Limited in daily time frame is trading around 48.79 points with a change of 20% and is trading with a net volume of around 648.377 thousand shares. The share price is trading above its moving average 42.49, which is a good indication for the stock. While shares are trading with a relative strength index of around 71.61. Fiberweb India Limited in daily time frame is trading around 53.55 points with a change of 19.99% and is trading with a net volume of around 4.461 million shares. The share price is trading above its moving average 45.54, which is a good indication for the stock. While shares are trading with a relative strength index of around 76.86. TCPL Packaging Limited in daily time frame is trading around 3,077 points with a change of 18.98% and is trading with a net volume of around 211.577 thousand shares. The share price is trading above its moving average 2,625.97, which is a good indication for the stock. While shares are trading with a relative strength index of around 80.75. For the stock recommendation we have, UPL Limited looks good and can be bought at 565 rupees, keeping a stop loss of 548 rupees and a target of 582 rupees.
You can reach us via phone, WhatsApp, or email using the information listed on the screen. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more financial insights. And, as always, if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, leave them in the comments section below. Until next time, happy investing.